Back with another rant, this time of the 2005 TV film SharkMan, which stars Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator and William Forsythe. Now, to start off, I'll say this. Out of the first 4 films that I've watched, oddly, I was able to bear through this one a little bit more. I still can't defend the film because it's a bad movie. It gets a 3.1 in IMDb. Coming from the same director of a couple of later Seagal films, such as The Foreigner and Out for a Kill, which I haven't seen those. But, yeah, what I would choose to describe this film, it's a train wreck. It's a bad creature feature, and I'll go more into why I was able to bear through this one. Again, it's still bad. But the plot, I'll read off IMDb. You have the scientist, who is played by Jeffrey Combs, and he tries to save his son from cancer, but his experiments turn him into a SharkMan instead, a human-shark hybrid creature. You have a group of people from a pharmaceutical corporation led by William Forsythe, his character, and they are sent to this mad doctor's island to investigate his activities. And that's pretty much the plot. And first off with the cast, Jeffrey Combs. I haven't seen Reanimator, so that's sad that I saw this film before Reanimator, so that's sad. But I mean, I just didn't care for his character, and he's a mad scientist. I mean, he's kind of just there for the check. Jeffrey Combs. William Forsythe, he's pretty much the second lead of the film, and he's leading these people. They go to to this guy's island, and at one point they're taken hostage, but they break out and they get onto the island, and they're trying to escape and get away from this mad scientist. And there's some action bits in the middle where you have these guys that are trying to kill the group. You also have this woman who's part of the group, and her name, this actress, Hunter Tylo, who was in, I'm looking at her IMDb, she's in The Bold and the Beautiful. She's mostly known for that, and she's still on that show. And again, William Forsythe, I mean, this guy, he was the bad guy Now for Justice with Steven Seagal, which he was better than that. And he's been in many more films like Blue Streak. I remember he was in Dead Bang with Don Johnson. And, recognizable actor. He was in a Halloween remake. And a very good actor. But, I mean, they're all just pretty much there for the check. I will say, William Forsythe, I buy a little bit more than Stephen Baldwin in Shark in Venice, again, which was pretty god-awful, abysmal. I buy William Forsythe a little bit more doing action. And there are some moments in this film where, you have some gunplay. William Forsythe, again, he's leading the group, and you got some moments of gunplay where he kills a couple of people. But he's just, there. He's just pretty much there for the check. Hunter Tyler, this actress that I mentioned, I didn't hate her in the film. I didn't hate her, but again, you just don't really care for these characters. They're just there. So the cast, I mean, I can't defend, their acting, or if you call it that. I mean, it's but a hell lot better than Stephen Baldwin. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, Stephen Baldwin I can't buy in action scenes, but I can buy William Forsythe a little bit more because I like him as an actor, but he can't save this film. The effects of the shark, it's either really bad CGI or there's some shots where they show some practical, but it's not much. Now, there are some moments in the film where you get some practical effects, and that's one thing, and that's one reason why I was able to bear through this one a little bit more than the first three, because it's like with the first three films, Toxic Shark, Shark in Venice, Malibu Shark Attack, it's like all filmed in this sort of like green screen effect, like it's one big cartoon. In SharkMan, it looks like they actually went to an island, that they went to these locations, and yeah, there's still bad CGI in there in regards to the shark, the human shark hybrid, his son, which he's also in the film. Jeffrey Combs' character is trying to, he's trying to get his creature son to have sex with a human, and it's not working. He fails at that. But at least, I don't know what the budget was for this film. It's cheaply made, just like the rest of these films. But at least it looks like a movie. It looks like it was shot on an island, that they used locations, real locations, that it's not one big, green screen orgy or CG orgy. And again, William Forsythe has some moments of gunplay, but that's, you can't save the film. Even what I just mentioned, talking about, the use of locations, real locations, that still is not enough. And I did write down some notes too, just to, again, help me with this. You got some good moment, like a moment where the creature bites off this guy's leg, and it's a practical effect. So you get some practical blood in there, quite a bit. Some practical effects that are used. And there are some really bad moments in the film. Like, you got this old rich guy character who wants to go on his own. He wants to get off the, he wants to go his own way. And no one really dies. Well, I take that back. You have this one chick that dies, which is it was a very stupid scene, because for some reason she gets poison ivy, like poison oak ivy. Who cares? But she gets it on her body. She's freaking out, and then suddenly she falls into the water. Like, they're trying to stay out of the water because this creature is around, and the creature eats her. She gets poison oak, freaks out, falls into the water, and gets eaten. But so you do have stupid moments like that. You got this one scene where the creature kills the assistant to Jeffrey Combs, which there's some use of practical effects there. And pretty much by the end, the creature, the son bites off Jeffrey Combs' arm. He still manages to, you think he's dead, but he comes back, and then William Forsythe kills him with an AK-47, and they blow up the laboratories at the end, and you see William Forsythe and this actress, running away from this bad explosion. And I mean, there's not, again, I can't defend this movie. It's, like I said, it's a train wreck. It's one of these films. It's a bad creature feature. If we're given more of a budget, if you kept William Forsythe in there, give him a little bit more to do. Again, I'm not saying that William Forsythe saved this movie for me, but he made it where I could bear through it, as bad as it is, because again, I like William Forsythe more than a Stephen Baldwin, and I can, there's some moments in the film again where he's handling a weapon and he kills a couple of people. Jeffrey Combs, he's just there. But again, I can buy Forsythe a little bit more. Hunter Tylo, the actress, I thought she was okay, but I didn't. At the end of the day, I didn't really care. It's hard to care for these characters because it's a bad movie. And I keep saying that. Again, coming from the same director of The Foreigner and Out for a Kill, a couple of Steven Seagal films, so. And I don't know if this was made by Sci-Fi. It sure seems like it. I didn't look that up, but I was trying to think what else I can mention here. And again, when they showed the creature, it's a lot of times it's CGI or you get these little close-ups of practical, but it's still, even the practical is not enough. I mean, out of the first 4 films, this film uses more practical than the other 3. I mean, they use more practical effects, more practical blood splatter than these other films that I've seen so far. But it doesn't keep it afloat. Then you got this one scene, I forgot about the scene where they take over this yacht, the characters, because they're trying to get out off this island. They take over this yacht. Then you have these guards that are shooting out the boat. And you see bullet holes being, forming. You see, and then no one gets shot. No one gets killed. It's like these guards really suck. I mean, you could see the boat being shot up, you see the holes in the boat, but no one, and this movie's making my nose itch, but you see no one gets shot. And if you've seen the film, you know what I mean. But I don't know what more can I say about this movie? It's a train wreck. That's how I describe it. It's a movie that makes my nose itch, and there's a storm coming, so maybe God is punishing me for, watching these movies. But at the end of the day, SharkMan, again, it's a train wreck of a creature feature. William Forsythe, he can't save it, even though he has 1 or 2 moments of him killing, the guards, like gunplay. Jeffrey Combs is there for the check. I mean, they're pretty much all there for the check. I can't defend this movie. But out of the 4 that I've seen, I was able to bear through it as bad as it is. So it's still bad, but that's my rant review take on SharkMan 2005 creature feature. Yeah, that's kind of it. It's a train wreck of a movie. I can watch it more than Toxic Shark, definitely Shark in Venice, and Malibu Shark Attack, but it's not saying much. It's not saying much. I understand a 3.1 in IMDb. I get that. So that's my review of that. And next, getting into the Shark Attack films, starting with the first one, Shark Attack, which stars Casper Van Dien, which I have heard of these, but I have not seen them. So we'll see what happens. But thanks again for watching, and take care.